Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. I'm here with the Hoonigan Indy Truck. Let's talk about this thing for live racing. We did a video on acquiring it. I've since maxed it. But there are some issues with this truck. First of all, most of the really good vehicles in the game has low progression on performance point, but high progression on Evo. The thing about this truck is that its progression of performance points really escalates pretty fast. For example, on the really good vehicles, we can put these to stage 3 and that'll barely move, but this will jump up. But with this vehicle, yes, it moved up a little bit, but given the amount of points moving here versus this, it's really not that good. That is because this vehicle tunes to 2.0 final drive for really high Evo right away, but then that's it. There's no more margin to play with. So the Venom F5, for example, which is a pretty decent vehicle, you can see that it gets a little more out of it. So with 656 at 9.676, I should be able to lobby into, say, the 9.8 to 10.0 lobby where people run that time. And I would have lobby advantage. And it would actually be a viable live racer because this car beats dyno by a lot. It beats it by half a second when launched with 0 RPM drop. But there's a catch. You go into a lobby, and it looks like the computer's trying to figure it out. You go into a lobby, if you're not getting that lobby advantage, and that's going to be the question, right? Am I getting the lobby advantage I'm hoping for based on the performance point versus Evo? At 656, 23 with 9.6, I really should be looking at about 10.0 lobby. But am I actually going to get that? I don't know. That's the problem. And the other issue with this truck is it is quite hard to control. And you tend to run way too quick whether you like it or not. And that's a bigger problem because if you run a car with lobby advantage, if you run a car that beats dyno, it's all about control. And this bot ran a 11.9. That means my 9.6 car is in the 9.9 lobby where most people run 9.7 to better. They can run 9.7 to 9.5s. That means the faster of the fully set up cars, something like this, could run as low as 9.2 in this lobby versus my vehicle, which is dyno 9.6 and can run 9.1, but at the risk of immediate bump to a much faster lobby. These guys here may be dynoing closer to the 9.7, 9.8 range, but they can run 9.5s. For example, I fully expect, well, he's not fully starred. Okay, maybe he won't. He might still actually be in a 9.8 range all-out run, but again, we'll find out, right? Now, my problem is, of course, I want to control my run, so I want to slow down and let him catch up for the most part. Yes, I won that race, but no, that's only because I ran a 9.7s and he ran a 9.8, which I expected him to. So you can see I'm basically not getting my car to run slow enough to take huge advantage of the lobby advantage that I should have. So that is the problem with this car. It is not terrible, but it's not worthy. For something that is a flash car and the new fastest car in the game, I find it lacking. And that's really the problem with it. And I see other people using it, and I suspect a lot of you guys are already bumping the crap out of this car and sending it to faster lobbies where you may not be able to handle very well how to beat other people because it is a hard vehicle to control. The control factor comes in through actually upshifting versus downshifting. So it's the exact reverse of other vehicles where you downshift to slow down. This one, you upshift to slow down. Who would have thought? But very few vehicles operate this way, and very few vehicles like this also can beat its dyno by 4/10 in first gear. Oh, well, this is another issue I've been having a lot. I froze. Let's go ahead and pause it. I'm going to reload, and then we'll finish talking about the car. All right, we're back. We had a nice little freeze going on over there, and that's probably because something here kicked in or something here kicked in. Anything that kicks in basically screws me up. I get either frozen or dropped out of the game altogether, and of course crashing while I'm going into tuning, crashing while I'm coming out of tuning. The game's a bit in the mess, at least for my account. Now, okay, so back to this truck. Now, we know that with the low performance point high evo theoretic tune, right? It's not super low performance point, super high evo. It's okay. It just doesn't do that well. 9.676 dyno. I ran some 9.8s to win, you know, being very conservative, but if I raced a slightly better car, I would have easily lost that. And the F1 that rechallenged me probably can do 9.6 in there easily, and that's why he rechallenged me. Okay, so we know that from a live racing standpoint with lower upgrades, the car's kind of meh. Okay, what about fully maxed? Well, fully maxed, it is quick. I mean, because it's the newest and greatest, I did fully max mine, and in doing so, I can put it to the test on just how quick it can run. It's not super easy to drive, but I'll be honest with you, it's not super hard to drive either once you get the hang of it. The main key of this vehicle when it comes to running fast seems to be getting the, let me see what's, yeah, so it seems to be getting that launch. And the launch has to launch in a way that it drops to 0 RPM and then immediately allows you to use nitrous. That's the two key points to making this vehicle run fast. So on Android, there's always going to be a slight delay. So Android runs are never going to be as sharp as on iOS. I suspect iOS guys can get at least a hundredth or so quicker runs than what I can do. But a 6.53 is not hard to do. I've ran 6.52s. I haven't run anything below that, but 6.53 on a consistent basis would still beat our current fastest vehicle, which I believe is the Solus GT. And I think that can run 6.55 or something like that. So yes, this is the newest and greatest as far as fastest car in the game goes. How long is that going to last? Based on the current patterns, probably one update. But it is what it is. So ultimately, it's a strange looking truck that tunes kind of strange and runs even more strange. So in the long run, it is unlikely to be a vehicle that many of us will look to all the time to try to win in live racing. I can make it work for me, but I will lose almost as many as I'll win, or I'll end up bumping the truck. So unfortunately, my final verdict on this truck is that it's so-so, right? For the money, it's only okay. And for the bragging rights, it's just that you now own the newest, fastest vehicle. Honda, fortunately, has been around for quite a long time overall in the game, especially with the Legend. So Fusions, while they're not super easy to get, they're not impossible to get a hold of. It's just hard. But from a tuning standpoint, unfortunately, not the best to tune and not the easiest to run. So take that for what you will. So that is my actual review of the truck as far as, oh, it didn't freeze. Okay. As far as live racing and its usability in live and ultimate usability overall. It is a good map racer because it beats dyno so much. I mean, if you have any map events, you want to just use T5. This will do the job for you real easily. So there's that. For live racing, questionable. And fully maxed, it is quick. So that's my update on this vehicle after some testing. Feel free to give me your comments and your insights and share it with the others so everybody who bought this vehicle can hopefully get more use out of it. If you liked my video, leave a like. If you like my channel and would like to subscribe, well, I should say, would like to get more notifications of videos, then you should subscribe and hit the bell. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.